10 years ago tonight, Tom Sullivan went to the theater in Aurora looking for his son. He keeps going back to movie theaters. He told our Marshall Zellinger why.
It's not the same theater to me that it is to others.
Movies can be an escape from reality.
You just can't go and sit down anywhere.
Tom Sullivan cannot escape the reality of what happened here in Aurora at the Century a decade ago.
There's a portion at the beginnings that they never used to do until 10 years ago where they tell you, look for the exits, get outside, all of that kind of stuff. That all started after the theater massacre.
The theater where 12 people were killed at a midnight showing of The Dark Knight Rises 10 years ago, including Tom's son, Alex.
I'm still having a difficult time at the cemetery. I don't know how to talk to him, at the cemetery. But here is a little bit more, I can relax, and I know he's there, and I know we can sit there and enjoy something together. Tom
was not at the movies that night with his son, but just like he did last week, he has not come here without him since.
Well, I mean, that's where he is. I mean, he's there, he's around.
Every time Tom walks back into this space, he wants to get as close to Alex's seat as he can.
I'm looking to get in the middle of the theater. Alex was in the 12th row, in the 12th seat, and I would sit, in seat 11. I would sit next to him.
That seat, though, was not always open.
It was when the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie came out. And there's 3 kids sitting in the 12th row. They're sitting right in those seats. And I just stopped, and I kind of looked, and I thought, oh no, okay, what do I do? So I went up and I went to the 11th row, and I went down the 11th row, and I sat right there in front of them. I didn't look at them. I didn't say anything to them. I didn't do anything. I just said, okay, well, I'll just sit here. And I'm sitting there for about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, the 3 kids stood up out of their seats and walked down to the end of the row and sat down. And I sat there and went, oh my. And so it was, okay. So I got up and I moved and I sat down. And to this, what I know is that Alex was sitting there with them, and he was hanging out and doing whatever they're doing with them. And then all of a sudden he looked up and he told them, guys, my dad's here. You got to move. And they did. And so I sat there.
When the credits roll, that's usually the cue to head home. But why leave somewhere you just want to stay?
I'm appreciative of the fact that, I do get to go in there and share, our moment together.
For Next, I'm Marshall Zellinger.
July 20th was a day that was already circled on the Sullivan family's calendar because today would have been Alex's 37th birthday.